The carrots are then fed into the machine to sieve off dirt and trim excess leaves from the roots. The clean carrots are then pushed onto a conveyor belt to be discharged and pressed all into a container at the back. Without these harvesting machines, it would be difficult for farmers to
Esta se
produce
consume, ¿ves?
millions of tons of carrots each year. Unlike carrots, artichokes are often harvested manually to ensure the quality of the carbohydrates. Farmers walk along the rows, checking the artichoke buds that have reached the size. After picking, they toss each bud into a large basket, water. Avocados are also fruit typically harvested by hand. To increase productivity, farmers
Sí.
innovate various. Hello, my friends. A new harvest season has arrived, with thousands of tons of fruit and vegetables waiting to be picked in the fields. But just how do farmers harvest such enormous amounts of produce? Let's find out together in this video. Did you know that pumpkins once accounted for 22% of the world's vegetable cultivation area? To harvest such massive quantities of pumpkins, farmers must use large machinery. This is a pumpkin harvester and grinder. The machine works by arranging pumpkins into straight rows, then using large spiked wheels to lift each pumpkin. Inside, a 4-section grinding drum crushes the pumpkin and separates all the seeds. However, many farm owners prefer to harvest whole pumpkins. In this case, they use a harvesting machine with a long conveyor belt system to lift pumpkins off the ground and place them into containers. In some places, manual pumpkin harvesting is still preferred. Farmers use oversized shears to cut the stem and gently lift each pumpkin. Because pumpkins are heavy and have a hard rind, this requires strength and care to avoid damaging the fruit. The ripe yellow pumpkins are loaded onto trucks. ready to be sold to traders. Next, we'll talk about the apple harvesting process. Some advanced farms have started using drones to pick apples. Drones scan images to identify ripe apples. Then robotic arms gently and precisely pick the fruit. Tree shakers are also an effective harvesting tool. A large white sheet is placed close to the base of the tree, and then the machine shakes the tree, causing ripe apples to fall neatly onto the sheet. This allows for the harvesting of thousands of apples without harming the trees. However, manual harvesting remains the most common method to ensure fruit quality. On average, each worker can harvest around 132 pounds of apples per hour. To increase productivity, many places combine manual harvesting with mechanized conveyor belt systems. Pickers place apples onto the conveyor, and they are then transported directly into storage bins. With this method, each worker can harvest up to 551 pounds of apples per hour. Besides apples, mangoes are one of the most consumed fruits in the world, with a total annual production of up to 44 million tonnes. Therefore, farmers must find ways to harvest mangoes as abundantly and quickly as possible. Meanwhile, small farm owners prefer to hire a large number of labourers to harvest mangoes. For low-hanging, easily accessible mangoes, they are often picked by hand, one by one. For mangoes on tall treetops, pickers use long poles to gently dislodge and catch the fruit, preventing them from falling to the ground. Some places even equip hydraulic ladders, which lift pickers to the desired height to directly harvest mangoes. After harvesting, the mangoes are rinsed with water and neatly arranged in baskets, waiting to be distributed. In the carrot fields, harvesting machines operate at full capacity. Farmers drive the machines along the carrot rows, and then the front part of the machine pulls both the tops and the roots of the carrots out of the ground. The carrots are then fed into the machine to sift off dirt and trim excess leaves from the roots. The clean carrots are then pushed onto a conveyor belt to be discharged and directly poured into a container at the back. Without these harvesting machines, it will be difficult for farmers to meet the demand for millions of tons of carrots each year. Unlike carrots, artichokes are often harvested manually to ensure the quality of the flower buds. Farmers walk along the rows, gently picking artichoke buds that have reached the standard size. After picking, they toss each bud into a large basket worn on their back. Avocados are also a fruit typically harvested by hand. To increase productivity, farmers have innovated various tools with compact cutting heads, attached collection bags underneath, and connected to long wooden poles. Simply bring the cutting head to the stem, a gentle twist, and the avocado falls neatly into the bag. In more modern farms, hydraulic lifts are used to raise farmers. Standing on a stable lifting platform, they can easily select and pick standard avocados, helping to ensure fruit quality after the harvest. Meanwhile, blueberries are typically harvested by machine. These machines work by clamping the blueberry bushes from both sides, then using vibrating rods along the plant stems to shake the fruit off. Underneath the machine is a system of chutes and conveyor belts designed to catch and transfer the fruit into containers. The operator sits high up, able to observe all of the rows and plants ahead. This allows for quick, accurate harvesting and minimises loss. These machines are what helps American farmers achieve a production of nearly 283,000 tonnes of blueberries, the second highest in the world. Farmers are diligently working in the lush green kale fields of California. They gently cut the kale plants from the rows to avoid bruising the leaves. This is strenuous work because farmers have to bend over for hours. Nowadays, machines are gradually replacing humans in this arduous task. This kale harvesting machine has 600 stainless steel rods used to pull kale leaves up from the stem. Then, the kale is transported inside the machine to shake off any clean dirt and debris from the roots. One such machine can harvest 80,000 kale plants in the field in one day. California is also the largest producer of broccoli in the US, accounting for 92% of the total output. Farmers typically harvest when the broccoli florets are firm but have not yet bloomed. They use a sharp knife to cut across the stem, leaving a portion of the stalk for easy packaging and preservation. Additionally, broccoli is harvested using specialized machines. These machines cut rows of broccoli, then transfer them into a conveyor belt. Here, workers stand on both sides to sort and remove any plants that do not meet standards. Quality florets are packaged directly in the field, maintaining their freshness during transport to supermarkets. California is also known as the almond capital of the world, with a production of nearly 900,000 tonnes each year. When the harvest season arrives, the vast fields hum with the sound of machinery. Tree-shaking machines appear with enormous arms. They tightly grasp the tree trunk and shake it in an instant. Just a few seconds later, the almonds fall simultaneously like a light rain. This technique not only saves time, but also protects the trees for future flowering and fruiting seasons. Then, sweeping machines, like a giant broom, appear and gather the nuts into neat rows. From there, a vacuum machine takes over, transferring all the nuts into a storage compartment for transport to processing facilities. Next, let's look at how farmers harvest peaches. Peaches are soft and easily bruised, so they cannot be rushed. The farmer's hands swiftly pick each peach. Some even use ladders to pick peaches from higher branches. Their hands are covered with fine dust from the peach's fuzzy skin from working in the orchard for many hours. As cultivation expands, machinery begins to participate in the harvesting process. This is a semi-automated harvesting device. Workers stand on both sides of the peach rows pick the fruit, and gently place it onto a conveyor belt. The peaches are then transported along the conveyor system to the packing area in the back.
हेलो, धुली हुई शर्ट पे दाग की परछाई केवी का दाग भी जाते जाते जाता है। पाइप से सिर्फ बार में चला जाता है, जिसका डबल पावर निकाले दाग और दाग की परछाई भी, और फिर अंदर से क्लीन।
Today's agenda, mega topic. I'm serious, but checking and changing pads, no way. Thank God for Whisper Media panties. They last so long. Literally, no looking back, nothing more pads. Whisper Media panties. Get it now?
ताकत मिलती नहीं, बनानी पड़ती है। बॉर्नविटा इसके 2 कप में है दिन का 50% विटामिन डी, आयरन और जिंक।
Previously, tomato season only ran from July to September. But thanks to greenhouse cultivation, we can now enjoy tomatoes year-round. To ensure tomato quality, many farmers choose to harvest by hand. They walk along the rows, use scissors to cut the tomatoes from the vine, and gently place them into collecting baskets. In modern farms, robots are used to harvest tomatoes. These robotic arms are intelligently programmed and positioned precisely between the rows of plants. Thanks to image sensoring systems and artificial intelligence, robots can distinguish between ripe and unripe fruits, then gently grasp ripe fruits and detach them from the plant. In large farms, tomatoes are harvested using specialized machines. The machines lift the plants, gently shake them to detach the fruit, and then transfer them onto a conveyor belt. Workers stand on both sides to sort and remove damaged fruit. Quality fruit are poured into bins before being loaded onto trucks, ready to transport to consumers. Thanks to these modern harvesting machines, tomato production in 2024 set a new world record at 45.8 million tonnes. In a field as large as 80 acres, the volume of cucumbers to be harvested is immense and requires the efforts of the whole family. Each person carries a basket, walks along the rows, and gently picks each white cucumber. In modern farms, cucumber harvesting machines help speed up the process. The machines move along the rows, using a vibrating or clamping mechanism to detach the fruit from the plant. Then the cucumbers are transferred onto a conveyor belt for cleaning and sorting on site. As a result, tons of cucumbers can be harvested in just one day. Another fruit widely grown in the US is the apricot, with more than 12,000 acres of harvested area. Since manual harvesting struggles to meet market demand, farmers often use tree shakers. There are 2 common types of tree shakers used. In the first type, the machine is a chassis that encloses the tree trunk. As it moves to each apricot tree, the vibrating mechanism is activated, vigorously shaking the tree and causing the apricots to fall. These apricots are caught directly in a collecting chute within the machine's body. The second type of machine is simpler. A tarp is spread underneath the tree. Then a robotic arm approaches, grips the tree, and shakes it vigorously. The apricots fall onto the tarp and are then collected. Both methods help prevent the apricots from becoming bruised. For large, heavy fruits like watermelons, harvesting requires both human effort and machinery assistance. Farmers pick watermelons from the field, then pass them hand to hand to place onto a conveyor belt. The watermelons are then sorted and loaded into large bins, ready for transport. When technology intervenes, everything becomes much faster. This machine moves through the field, using conveyor belts to transfer each watermelon onto a main conveyor. Intersecting conveyor belts continuously move the watermelons into an enclosed storage compartment at the rear. Each day, tens of tons of watermelons can be harvested, much faster than if manually harvested. Today's video ends here. If you found this interesting, please leave a like, comment, share, and remember to subscribe to receive updates on the channel's latest videos. Harvesting agricultural produce is not only the final step, but also a showcase of the farmer's skills and creativity. From advanced machinery to meticulous hand-picking techniques, each method of harvesting brings a sense of wonder. In today's video, we'll explore some of the most impressive fruit and vegetable harvests by farmers. In California, around 46,000 acres are dedicated to growing strawberries. Most of the harvesting is done by hand in order to ensure the highest quality. Workers use wheeled carts to move through the strawberry rows. Everything relies on the skill of experienced harvesters who know exactly which berries are ripe and ready to be picked and packed right in the field. From late September to around April, it's citrus harvesting season in Texas. Typically, 60% of the state's produce is sold fresh, while the remaining 40% is used for juice. However, farmers have yet to find a mechanical method that doesn't damage the fruit, so hand-picking remains the only option. Farmers carefully pick each fruit to keep the peel intact and preserve its freshness. Similar to citrus harvesting, kiwi fruits are harvested with great care. Farmers skillfully pick bunches of ripe kiwis, carefully placing each one quickly into a bag. Once full, the bags are emptied onto nearby trucks for easy transport. During the harvest, they also remove excess leaves in order to maintain fruit quality. This marks the first step in creating the renowned Valpolicella wine of Italy. Grapes are typically harvested at night when temperatures are lowest, helping to preserve natural acidity and enhance fruity flavors. Special lighting systems support skilled workers as they selectively harvest only the finest grape clusters. A team of specialized vehicles slowly moves along the rows as harvesters bend down to cut each cauliflower head and place it on a conveyor belt. While harvesting, they remove leaves and any damaged florets in order to ensure only top